So similar figures is what we've gone over this week. This is two similar figures, obviously, because they have the same shape. They're both triangles. They're just different sizes. As you notice, one triangle has 3 numbers, and the next triangle has 1 number and 2 different variables, an x and a y. Now we need to set up our proportion. So we're going to make a fraction equal to a fraction. Well, most of you are going to say, well, I don't know what to do. There's 3 numbers. Well, how many numbers does it take for a ratio? It takes 2. So I'm going to choose 2 numbers. I'm going to choose 13 and 5. Well, 13 corresponds with y, and 5 corresponds with x. Well, I can't do that. I can't do that because I have a y and I have an x. Those are 2 different variables. I cannot have 2 different variables when I'm solving. Can only solve for 1 at a time. So I'm going to erase my 13 and my 5, and instead of 5, I'm going to put 12 because I've already tried the 5. Well, 13 corresponds to y, and 12 corresponds to 2. Now I'm going to cross multiply. 12 times y is equal to 13 times 2. If you do not write them out exactly like this, you are going to start to get confused. A lot of you were getting confused on what to do last because you didn't write them out. Well, 12 times y is still 12y. 13 times 2 is 26. Now, how do I get rid of my coefficient? My coefficient is 12. Well, since 12 and y are multiplying, I'm going to divide by 12 on both sides. 12 divided by 12 is y. 26 divided by 12, well, top in, bottom out is what we always say. That goes in 2 times, multiply, subtract, put my decimal, bring down my 0. Okay. Let me erase this and get this out of the way. And I continue to go. Write another 0, bring it down. 12 goes into 80. How many times? Well, it goes in 6 times. And this is going to keep repeating several different numbers. 12 times 6 is 72. Okay, it's going to be repeating. So there's my answer. Y is equal to 2.16 repeating. Then if I want to solve for x, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do, well, x corresponds to 5, and 2, we already said corresponded with 12. So I did 12 and 5 from my first triangle, and then I plugged it in. Now I just need to cross multiply. That's the same exact thing when you're solving for 2 different variables and there's 3 numbers.